Hi, Giacomo. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Nasra. Can you share a bit more about what you're doing here, your background, and also your session just now?
Oh, thank you very much, Nasha. My name is Giacomo Canepa. I come from Peru. I'm a council member at the Andean Parliament. The Andean Parliament is an entity that comprises Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Chile. It's in South America, by the way. I'm the only one of the participants that has taken a flight of, give it or take, more than 25 hours to be here. So I'm happy to be here with you.
What inspired you to dive into the realm of government leadership?
Well, in the case of the government leadership, it was actually my initial interest to actually be part of the change inside the government. Not only be a witness of the problems, but also be someone who can directly touch upon those issues and change them. I've been working in many fields before. I've been working from infrastructure finance to development consultancy to public policy. And I have realized after many years that there is only one thing that is matters. Every single time you have an elected politician in place and the public policy they take into action, they have consequences. And those consequences can affect not one, not two, millions of people. And also, one of the things that actually comes into my mind is that with with that leadership role that you're talking about, it comes in not only the power, but it comes with the responsibility. Responsibility in topics that, for example, for my case, are important, which are migration and economic reforms, which is something that is super crucial for Latin America.
Makes sense. I understand that if government they have a lot of policies, there's definitely no right or wrong in the policies they're executing or planning. But
Mhm.
from your perspective, what do you think are some of the challenges they face when it comes to crafting all these policies?
Hmm. I think we have four major problems in place. The first one is that nowadays the issues that we're facing in politics are a bit more complex than before, and this is related to the world that is changing nowadays. Second one is that we have polarization of the politicians. Now the idea of a center right or a center government is difficult to find. We have polarized political systems where you have like extreme rights and extreme lefts. The third point that we're seeing nowadays inside is the lack of trust in institutions, not only in politicians, but this is the most worrying part, also in the infrastructures, in the institutions themselves. People don't trust them anymore. And the third one, which is the fourth one, is related to the increase in the social media presence of AI. Nowadays, we can easily create new platforms. We can increase the amount of information, and that creates one thing is actually really worried for me. It's called misinformation. And with misinformation, lack of trust, complex issues, and polarization in the economy and in the political systems, we are creating one big problem: lack of communication in politics.
Can you give some advice on how can we overcome all these issues?
For me, there is one thing above all that we need to understand and represent when we're talking about leadership, which is simple. When I am discussing something with you, I need to first of all put the fish on the table. When we have a problem and I want to really tell you what I really want, and I really want to know what you really want, hiding those feelings and hiding what you really want and making the negotiations longer is just going to make the fish stink. What we need to do is just at the beginning of any process, not only with the people, but also among institutions, we need to establish exactly what each person wants and be honest and transparent about it. That's the only way that we can achieve a real solutions and changes. For me, that's the number one thing. And then afterwards, after you have identified the fish, now comes the caring and the daring. What I mean by the caring and the daring, I need to represent and be the one who looks at you and says, I understand who you are, I understand what you want, and based on that, we have a mutual understanding and love for what we're doing. But at the same time, I need to dare you. I need to make you actually accomplish dates, accomplish to what you are talking about, make the contracts, make it official. So for me, those are the key points that we require nowadays.